Good morning, everybody. Thank you for being here. I especially appreciate the cooperation with the health order so that we can have this event. I don't know what just kicked on, but that just made it louder. Is it on? All right. During these times, we appreciate all the adaptations, but we're especially appreciative that you could come and celebrate with us this milestone. But, you know, on Fridays, Bryce, do you know what the difference is between the bird flu and the swine flu?
The bird flu and the swine flu. Chief, I do not.
Well, one you get tweetment and one you get ointment. Anyway, that's our joke for the pandemic for today. I'm going to let Bryce start the ceremony, but I wanted to thank you, and also Bryce, thank you for putting together such a wonderful event to mark this milestone.
Thank you, Chief. All right, good morning, everybody. Thank you for being here. If you would, please rise for the presentation of the colors.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave. Order. Boom. Turn to move. Move.
Thank you. You may be seated.
All right. Well, again, thank you everybody for being here. Thank you to the Honor Guard, and especially thank you to Bryce and the cadre who got everyone here to this day. We had to be very adaptive over this past year, and right close to the end of your academy, you got swept out of the academy and to the fire stations where you had to complete your training. This resilience, take that with you the rest of your career, because it's going to be an important part to your success. And I have 3 other measurements I want you to think about as you move forward. Your competence. Throughout your career, continue to educate and train and learn more about your job. And once you have that foundation and you build on that, learn the job next to you. Help the person next to you. Your connection. Seek to understand those people around you and not jump to conclusions or make judgment. And last thing is your character. Do what you say you're going to do. People are going to rely on you, and your character is going to mean everything. Congratulations on your graduation, and I look forward to working with you in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief, and thank you for that joke earlier too.
Thanks for laughing.
So for the purposes of this, I'll take the mask off so you can hear me and understand me a little bit better. So thank you all for being here today. As Chief mentioned, COVID has caused us to have to make a lot of changes and a lot of updates in how we do things. Usually we like to do the graduation for our academy at Memorial Hall and invite a whole lot more people. Due to COVID, the important ones are here, you guys and your families. So that's very encouraging that everybody was able to make it. So far, our induction into the fire department, the 8 young people seated with you today are joining a world-class fire department that has faithfully served the citizens of Pueblo since 1889. It has been my honor and privilege to assist with their first steps in what promises to be a full career. Although they have just started, the road they traveled to get to today has not been easy. Competing against hundreds of applicants, they completed a written exam and a national standard physical agility test. As top competitors, they received an invitation for an interview. The interview panel included experienced Pueblo Fire Department members who carefully considered each applicant. Background checks and psychological evaluations completed the application process, but the real work was about to begin. The 21 weeks of the Fire Academy have been designed to condition them for the tasks ahead and prepare them for the rigors of a labor-intensive but rewarding career. Every day started with physical fitness training. You guys remember that? Some laughs, that's good. Daily lessons covered a wide variety of material and included both lecture and hands-on practice. Study time was required in their off time as well. The training they have completed has included basic firefighter, wildland firefighter, hazardous materials, driver operator, swift water rescue, emergency medical services, CPR, records management systems, and general fire department operations. 3 of them also then went on to attend and complete EMT certification course. An additional challenge they faced is the worldwide pandemic. As the members of our department have learned how to respond under new and changing rules, these recruit firefighters were thrust into uncharted territory. In true firefighter fashion, they remained flexible and rose to meet the challenge and the changes placed before them. I am very proud of the outstanding way you each have done so. You're to be commended on that. Well done, team. Even though they have completed their basic training, the learning has only started. They have several months remaining in their first year as probationary firefighters. Upon completion of this first year, they become full-fledged members of the Pueblo Fire Department. These recruits have already begun the next steps of their journey. They have integrated with experienced teams of firefighters in the stations working in a 24-hour shift cycle. In the years to come, they will experience long days, short nights, bitter cold, blistering heat, missed holidays and special events, the shared loss of life that cannot be saved, and a sense of belonging to something that they will be a part of for the rest of their lives. All this in the name of serving others. Think about what that means just for a minute. To the family and friends of these fresh young faces, we say thank you for sharing them with us. We shall be diligent to send them home safely every day. At this point, I would like Luke Curl to come forward as the class speaker and speak on behalf of his fellow recruits.
My name's Luke, and I'll be sharing some thoughts and experiences from our 2020 Fire Academy on behalf of myself and my fellow recruits. I spoke with the other 7 guys about our fire training and about being new firefighters and what this means to us. And I put together some differences that we had when we started and now some things that we have in common. When we first started, there were 8 of us. And there are 8 of us still, even though we really thought that Captain Boyer was going to get rid of Purse. But so we all started in different places and ended up here in different ways. We're different ages, grew up in different places. Most grew up here in Pueblo, but others never knew that our paths would bring us here. Some changed their line of work, and others are starting their first. Some of us knew that we wanted to be firefighters from a young age, and for that we spent years prepping to be as volunteer firefighters and as a part of EMS elsewhere. Others had little experience in this line of work, but they knew that they needed a change in their life and to have a fulfilling line of work. And it seems that part of what we now have in common is the discovery of teamwork and brotherhood like most of us had not experienced before this. When I asked the boys what their takeaways were from our training, every single person gave an example of hard work that involved an aspect of certain camaraderie and brotherly teamwork that perhaps we didn't anticipate. That is, when we were doing hose evolutions at the tower. The moment that we piled into the engine before each evolution, and everyone would ask the person next to them how they felt and if they were good with what they needed to do. We were supporting each other. When one of us would be pumping and the others would have to drag charged 2.5-inch hose line to the 4th floor, we felt guilty that we weren't in there gasping for air and relief with our fellow teammates. Crawling in the zero visibility confined space trailer, discovering trust and relying totally on the voice of the man next to us to guide us through. At the end of the day, when everyone walked to their vehicles dead tired at the same time because nobody left until everything was done and everyone had what they needed. Stretching at the beginning of each day, psyching each other up and talking positively about everything we were going to get done that day. Supporting each other by a pat on the back or exchanging an encouraging word when there was a mistake, whether it be running over a wheel chock, not turning on the hydrant all the way, forgetting to don all of our PPE, thus dying and having to be drug out of the tower by a teammate, or accidentally spraying an instructor with water. Nobody told us to do those small things for each other or to feel that way. It happened naturally, and as we grew, the sense of acting and performing for our team and working harder for the person besides us became an everyday occurrence. We learned from each other's mistakes and worked off of each other's strengths. From not knowing anything about each other to knowing each other well, training every day for the lifestyle of a firefighter for 21 weeks. So though our backstories are different, now being Pueblo firemen and being teammates on the job are what we have in common. Being able to spend time with and learn from experienced men and women on the job, learning and bettering our craft every day, being able to help others and be there on their worst day, going home after serving the city and after doing what we wanted to and not strictly what we had to in order to provide for our families. So from everyone in the 2020 Fire Academy, we are thankful to those who have taught us, and we are proud to be here. And as a side note, we're thankful to our chiefs, to our cadre, we're thankful to our mother, Jeff Obie, and we're thankful to Captain Grimes for helping us with our gear. And for the guys, you lose some, you lose some.
Luke, you didn't quite fill your 35 minutes we talked about. No, very good. Thank you, Luke. At this point, I've got some special recognitions that I'd like to do. So these guys didn't know it, but throughout the course of the academy, I've been watching them very closely for a lot of different reasons. Two things I like to recognize during this ceremony are the top skills performance and the top academic performance. I don't tell them that beforehand because I want them to give me their best shot no matter what. So at this point, if I could have Doug Boyer come to the front. So this certificate reads as follows. The above named recruit firefighter is recognized for outstanding performance during the 2019 to 2020 Fire Academy in the area of skills performance. This award is given based on overall performance in the demonstration of leadership, basic firefighting, hazardous materials response, and apparatus operation. COVID's in place. Thank you. It's time. So we've had this long running joke with Luke Purse on whether or not he would make it to today. It truly has been just a joke because he's been outstanding as all of our recruits have been. So this certificate that I'm proud to present to Luke is for academic achievement. And the certificate reads as follows. The above named recruit firefighter is recognized for outstanding performance during the 2019 to 2020 Fire Academy in the area of academics. This award is given based on overall scores in written examinations covering basic firefighting, hazardous materials, and driver operator topics. So the last special recognition is one that really is what allows me to stand back and coordinate what it is that I can do as the training officer, as the academy coordinator. So this person, and everybody knows who I'm talking about, so he can start coming on up if he would. This certificate, it reads as follows. The above named firefighter is recognized for outstanding performance during the 2019 to 2020 Fire Academy. Duties performed for this academy include advisor, coach, mentor, and mom. The academy would not be the same without his exceptional level of assistance. Jeff Obie has served as our liaison, as our additional training hands. He's kicked him in the butt, he's patted him on the back, he's sweated, he's bled, he's cried, but ultimately he's been one of the key factors in the success of these young people here. Thank you, Jeff.
Absolutely. Thank you.
So this, now one of the things to kind of that I like to have when we have a memorial hall is to recognize our instructors. Not all of them are here today, and I won't have them, the ones that are, I won't have them come up. So there's 8 people in this academy, and just kind of keep a loose count of how many names I read off. So our instructors for this fire academy for fitness was Tim Trujillo. For basic firefighter, Trevor Dobson, Grant Grinstead, Kyle Schlater, Justin Haberman, Monty Votter, and Brett Steele. For wildland firefighter, Zane Owens. Hazardous materials was John Ireland. The driver operator section was Jeff Obie and Ken Kilcullen. And then for our EMS, records management system, and EMT basic, we had Woody Percival, Phil Chapin, Chris Obert, Barbie Romero, Doug Martin, Dylan Priatel, Will Gronholm, and John Dorland. So as you can see, for 8 people, it takes a lot of folks to help contribute to this. So an undertaking such as this fire academy can only be as successful as those who contribute to it. Although I have the responsibility to coordinate the program, the full membership of the fire department is what makes it possible. Every single member of our department has played some part in this academy. Some were directly involved as instructors. Some others carried the load during incident response so those could teach. Not just the fire department, but the rest of the city family contributes to this program. Those other departments include the Office of the Mayor, the City Clerk, Civil Service, Human Resources, our radio shop, the Police Department, our Fleet Maintenance, our wonderful IT information technology representatives are with us today. And there's quite a few more, and I'm sure I'm forgetting somebody. The statement is made that it takes a village to raise a child. This can be applied to the conducting of a fire academy. It can only be successful when everybody plays their part. To all of you who have made this day successful, you have my eternal gratitude. Thank you very much. Chief Huber, if you would rise, please. Having completed the requirements for the fire academy by demonstrating a level of knowledge, skills, and abilities in the disciplines set forth for the members of the Pueblo Fire Department, I hereby recommend the following recruits for advancement to probationary firefighter. We're going to pause while the helicopter takes off. This is your flyby, fellas.
This is it. You guys get a flyby.
All right, I'm going to say that again.
Okay.
Chief Huber, having completed the requirements for the fire academy by demonstrating a level of knowledge, skills, and abilities in the disciplines set forth for the membership of the Pueblo Fire Department, I hereby recommend the following recruits for advancement to a probationary firefighter. If you so agree, please signify by the assigning of a badge of firefighter to the following individuals. If you would.
All right.
Chris, if you'd help by handing
It's
out.
counterclockwise, right?
Yep, start here and go. Colby Ariano. Today, Colby is going to have his badge pinned on him by his brother, Cody. In true firefighter format, Colby joins part of the family with both of his brother and I believe it's your uncle, who's a part of our fire department as well. Thank you. Colby, if you would, kind of slide off to the side. Next, we have David Ryan Bacon. Pinning his badge on him today is his wife, Elisa Espinoza. Did I say that right? Yeah. Okay. Alyssa. We ask for no blood during this process, please. Doug Boyer. Pinning him today will be his wife, Ashton Boyer. Next, we have Andre Bustamante. Pinning him today is his mother, Patricia Bustamante. Luke Curl. Pinning his badge on him today is his wife, Hannah Curl. Jason Hayes. Pinning his badge on him is his wife, Dawn Hayes. Luke Purse. Pinning his badge on him today is his wife, Michelle Purse. And finally, last but certainly not least, Tyler Wittrop. Pinning his badge on him today is his mother, Laura Wittrop. Thank you very much, Chief. At this time, I would like to invite Pueblo City Clerk Brenda Armijo to deliver the oath of office to our new young firefighters. And gentlemen, when you recite back, speak loud so we can all hear you. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
We're almost there, fellas. Today we mark passage from recruit to probationary firefighter. In the fire service, we honor traditions passed down from our predecessors, many of those over 200 years old. One of those traditions is the ringing of a bell. We use the ringing of a bell at a memorial service to mark the passing of fellow firefighters as a symbol of the end of their journey. Today, we mark the beginning of the journey for these young firefighters with the single ring of a bell. It has been a pleasure to get to know each of these young men as they have started their career. It has been an honor to play a part in your academy. And it is with great pride that I introduce your August 14, 2020 graduating class of probationary firefighters. Gentlemen, you are dismissed. That does conclude our ceremony for today. We do have some light refreshment available around